Good afternoon. My name is Crystal, and this week we're going to talk about how terrorism made an impact on American policing. We're supposed to provide a 3-minute video of ourselves explaining our thoughts. So, first of all, we're going to take a look at what terrorism is defined as. Definition for terrorism is the unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims, the fight against terrorism. So, there are many types of terrorism. There is many types of unlawful violence that is sometimes defined as terrorism, I guess, depending on which way you look at it. When we look at examples of different ones, so like 9/11 was a nationwide terrorism attack, where with the bomb attack that happened in New York back about 10 years ago, that was considered a state terrorist attack. When we look at the World War II bombings, that was also considered state, but it was also a nation one at the same time. So it was, not only was a state, it was nation as well. So when we look at terrorism and the things that it has done for our policing, I think back to 9/11 because 9/11 happened in my lifetime. And when we think about 9/11 and the terrorist attacks that happened on our United States as a whole, we look at what it done for policing. And I feel like that it kind of widened, it kind of widened our view on terrorism. We had heard of terrorism prior to this, but it wasn't as intense as it was on 9/11. So when the terrorist attacks hit in 9/11, there was 2 Twin Towers that went down, also a plane. So you've got to think about how many terrorist attacks actually happened that day. It's classified as one terrorist attack, but multiple things happened. I feel like this had a example on policing because it helped to define what we needed to look at when we consider terrorism or terrorist attacks or how it defined policing. I feel like, yes, we've had more training since then. I think our police officers know what to look for. And terrorism don't just happen nationwide or state. Terrorism can happen in your small communities, in your towns, your local government. Terrorism is not defined as a nationwide aspect. It is also defined as state. So that's one thing, that our police officers now for every state have to know what to do if a terrorist attack was to happen. Sometimes certain things that happen are not classified as a terrorist attack. However, they don't meet the qualifications for that. Others do meet the qualifications, but are still not classified as a terrorist attack. So I think it just depends on where you are and how your government or your state or our nation defines a terrorist attack. But a terrorist attack, like I said, is defined as a unlawful violence or intimidation, especially against civilians. So a terrorist attack is a bombing or, shooting down our Twin Towers. So that's something we have to think about when it comes to our policing. How has it changed it? I think I would say that it has changed it by showing them that not everything is normal. So, and now they've had time to add to the training and add to the things that need to be done to prepare our local, state, and federal officers to be prepared for an attack like that. Because many of the officers that went to 9/11 had no idea how to be prepared for this. And a lot of them ended up with PTSD from not being prepared on how to treat an attack like this. So I think that's something we have to look at when we talk about terrorism.